New Hades 2 trailer drop for Xbox and PlayStation, and Mel starts off naked. Oh, come on! I just started a co-op game! So, Supergiant just dropped the new trailer. The chat has semi-spoiled me that it is something to do with the PlayStation or Xbox. So this must have happened during the Xbox Partner Showcase, which I opted not to watch, so I was like, there's not gonna be, no one cares about Xbox anymore. Big mistake, you know what I mean? Big mistake. Okay, so I don't really know what this is though, so let's find out. They knew what they were doing.
In the
Very
name
cute.
of Hades, let's begin.
Let's see how strong you really are.
It's very short.
I cannot stop Kronos on my own. Will you aid me?
Our power now is yours.
They're going to love this.
I'm keeping an eye out in case there's maybe
Shine
additions
so
or
bright it
changes.
hurts.
Don't see anything yet. Yeah, that's normal.
Why are you here?
That's new,
Vengeance
though.
for my family.
Wait, can you bang Heracles now? I'm sorry, I hate to rewind. But wait, can you just bang him now?
Why are you here?
Vengeance for my family.
I think that was in Dionysus's chamber. April 14th, coming to Xbox Series XS, Xbox on PC, Xbox Cloud, and PlayStation 5. There you go. There you go. It is much sooner than a lot of people speculated. I was wrong too, though, at the same time. I always said when Hades 2 hits 1.0, they're probably just going to have it out on all consoles. And then when that didn't happen, people are like, oh, they must have signed some kind of exclusivity deal with Nintendo. That's why it's only going on the Switch. Yeah, there was never any evidence of it. Maybe technically still possible, but I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So 6 months later, we get the ports for Xbox and PlayStation 5. That's fantastic. So the only thing I see different here, if you're already Hades fans, is what's going on with this Heracles. I'm trying to look at the chamber because you got a dancing satyr here. So this means that there's at least the teeniest or tiniest amount of new content, which is really interesting. Because we weren't really expecting new content, to be honest. Why are you here? But this isn't the bathhouse in the crossroads. The fact that you see the dancing satyr makes me think it's Dio's room, but it also doesn't really quite look like Dio's room at the same time, I think. I'm not sure, though. So maybe sometimes he can appear in Dio's chamber or something like that. Well, they're adding something to it. It would be kind of strange if that's the only thing they add to it, but I'm a bit surprised. You're expecting an update? I was not expecting any new content to the game necessarily. I wouldn't say I crossed it off the list at 100%, but, you know, just based on the history, there wasn't really a lot of indicators that we would get more content for the game. There wasn't, like, a ton of reasoning for it either. Okay, we got to watch the beginning, though, again, right? Can we agree? They knew what they were doing. Funny. Very cute.
In the name of...
That's great, right? That's great. Side boob. We're very excited to announce that Hades 2 is coming to Xbox, Game Pass, and PlayStation 5 on April 14th. Xbox and PlayStation players will soon find out why our first ever sequel became the best reviewed game of 2025, according to Metacritic and OpenCritic, following its 1.0 launch on PC. Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch on September 25th. Watch the Princess of the Underworld suit up to battle beyond the Underworld in our brand new animated trailer. Great trailer, but right? Hades 2 for Xbox and PlayStation run at an ultra-fast 120 frames per second, and these latest versions also include some bonus content and quality of life improvements we've been working on in the meantime. I'll take it. I'll take it. I feel like the terminology reads as nothing like huge, personally, but I'll take it. If you already have the game, expect these in a patch releasing that same day, and we'll have full patch notes then. Hades 2 for Xbox and PlayStation has been our focus since last year's 1.0 launch, during which time the game earned numerous industry accolades, including Best Action Game at the Game Awards and the DICE Awards, Best Game in the Steam Deck, Best Foreign Game, and more. We're very grateful for the reception and are looking forward to hearing both from new and returning players soon. To everyone who's anticipated Hades 2 coming to our platforms, thank you for your patience. We hope you'll find our latest game to be well worth the wait. Interesting. Does this open up the possibility, now that the ports are done, that there will legitimately be more content for the game? I mean, you just don't know. We really have no idea. It is very possible. For some reason, it feels more plausible for them to add more onto Hades 2 than it was for adding on more onto Hades 1 back in the day. I don't really know why. It's just sort of my vibe, my guess, you know what I mean? It feels more plausible. And maybe it's just because in my smallish brain, I can't really fathom them being able to squeeze out a third game and have it really tie back to the others and have it have a plethora of content and just to do something new and spectacular but familiar. It would be really hard to pull it off because, I don't know, again, I'm not creative enough to imagine a game that manages to do that. So, thus, that could mean to me that maybe if they do have some smaller ideas, they could add them on to Hades 2 still at this junction, you know what I mean? There's lots of really cool new things, you know what I mean, that they could consider for the game still. There's lots of like little things to add. There's lots of like major things they could add. Please no more roguelikes from Supergiant. Please God. No disrespect to Supergiant. I mean, no matter whatever they come out with, I'm a fanboy. I'm going to play the shit out of it, whatever it's going to be. I would love more roguelikes. However, I don't know if I necessarily want another Hades game in particular. A Hades spinoff would be kind of cool to me, you know, where they move away from the combat action formula sort of they got going on here, and they made like a spin-off game that used, you know, the same characters and stuff, but just went for a different gameplay style. I think that would be really fun, and I think that could work, and it would be really interesting. Do I think they're gonna do that? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. Some people already called making a sequel a cash grab, so a spin-off must be a double that at least, you know what I mean? Traditional dungeon crawler roguelike. I mean, there's always like card games and stuff. I know, like most Hades people, if you like Hades, you probably don't want to see a card game pop off, but I love a good card game. I love a good card game. They're very focused on story, yeah. The truth is, them to make a spinoff, usually when a studio makes a spinoff, right, it's either a separate studio does it or a small section of the studio does it, right? And I don't know if they have the connection to another studio to want to do that, or the want to do that, or B, a big enough studio to split them so that one team does like a spin-off and the other team works on their next big game, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's really in their wheelhouse at all. They're probably just going to move on to their next game, whatever it so may be. But I mean, if you haven't played all their games and you've only played the Hades games, you got to play the others. They're really well done. They're great games. They truly, truly are. Well, I'm excited. I'll look forward to it. I'll be booting it back up. We'll be seeing what we can do. And it's probably a good time for me to try to come up with some cool new videos and stuff like that too. I do still have lots. I'm sitting on a lot of cool ideas for videos for the game, just kind of covering different informational aspects and stuff like that. But if you all got ideas, let me know. If there's anything in particular you think I've missed, whether it be not even just a tutorial or just discussions around things or analyzing different things in the game, let me know what kind of ideas you got. All right. Peace. How was that? Was that good? Can I put that on YouTube?